Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the program, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right, so I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I am your homie HerbMan. All right, none other than that. We're coming live from South Africa, guys, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. Happy Saturday morning. I know you guys have been missing me for a couple days there, but sometimes you just got to get out of the thing, man, and kind of get some more, get some more energy in. So we appreciate all of the love. We appreciate all of the support, you guys. We hope everybody is doing blessed. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. This is where we teach people how to heal themselves, and you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. So we make sure we teach you guys here about the human frame and the human design, so you guys can be well on your way to the happiness and the wholeness and the wellness that you're looking for. All right, you guys, so you don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. This is a free information station. All you got to do is simply pay attention. And how we do that on the HerbMan Show is by double tapping that screen, you guys, and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. I promise you I'll work for it. All right, so I try to make sure you guys are digesting some of this information, man. We need to make sure you guys are digesting some of this information. Okay, so there are going to be pauses in the moments here and there to make sure you guys are watching the YouTubes, going back and understanding the magnitude of what you're hearing. This stuff is happening in real time. When you see me, I am tapping into the present moment, and we're just getting what is given. Okay, we're getting what is giving. I hope that you understand that what I got is all I can give, and if it's not allowing you to be full enough, then hey, that's understood. But what we do here is tap in so that you can understand how to get to the other side, get the information that you're needing for your problem, bring it back to the reality in which you're living in. And we do these things all the time. You say, well, what you mean by getting to the other side? You get into these particular type of unconscious zones, all right? Trance states is what we call them. When you laugh, when you sing, when you cry, when you hug, or when you're intimate with someone, right? When you are dancing, okay? These are euphoric things that also have a lot of magnitude on your auric field. They are euphoric, and they have a lot to do with your auric field, okay? Now, once we get to these 1,000 likes, which we already done because y'all hungry today. So now understanding that, now we understand that this is a program to longevity. Now, people are saying, well, hey, HerbMan, you say everlasting life. We can't live no everlasting life. There ain't never been an immortal man. That's fine. I'll take that. What I'm trying to show you is this. Instead of looking at immortality as the fundamental goal that you're trying to reach, how about reaching something that you can reach, okay? Now, this right here can be achieved. And in my understanding is if I teach you how to get to 120, okay, as a modern species of human, if we could start regularly extending life to 120, then somewhere down the road you end up being at 240. and it's somewhere down the road you end up being 360. You see how we're going now? So what we're doing is the attainable, men and women, in time and space. Okay, keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. What we're doing is what we can do. Okay, stop looking at it from a it can't never be done standpoint and start looking at it from how it can be done. Okay, these things can be achieved if only you understood the program. Okay, now the program that you're in, you still don't understand it. Everybody know they program. Folks don't know how to deprogram. Folks don't understand the program. Folks want to jump out of the program. Folks want to do things, and that's fine. Okay, but I'm gonna show you something today, and we're gonna run through this today. I got a little time with you, okay? But I want you to keep tapping. I'm gonna keep talking, and I'm gonna work you through why the owner's manual is the best nature-based intervention programming that you can do. And this program ain't nothing but a deprogramming. Okay. All we're doing with the owner's manual is helping you deprogram. All right. And I want to show you how that's done. Okay. I want to show you how that's done. So now we know that everlasting life is unattainable. Nobody's ever done it. Okay, we get you, but longevity is. There are things that we can do biologically and psychologically, physiologically, and all the other areas that can extend life, that can decrease aging. And we're going to go through that today, you guys. All right. So you guys keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. Let me show you this right here. Now, the biggest thing that you got to learn is what we've been teaching you. Okay. There is going to be positives and negatives. Okay. You know that these are the two ingredients for every single aspect of your human being. Every single aspect of your human being is going to be this recipe. Every time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to sleep, this is the recipe. Y'all, I hope y'all hear me. Every time you wake up and get into your consciousness and go to sleep and go out of your consciousness, this is the recipe that you're seeing throughout your months, days, evenings, seconds, minutes, moments, everything. Okay, this is the recipe. Now, this recipe, you can call it FOR and FOC. Now, y'all know me, you know that this is the force of creation and the force of reaction. Okay, now your program is your wants. Okay, you guys keep tapping, I'm gonna keep talking. All right, your program is your wants, needs, and desires. Okay, these are the programs that you come with. All right, these are the programs that you come with under this particular polarity aspect. Okay, now again, these are your forces of creation. They're gonna get some resistance. So you say, well, what is a force of resistance? When you carry a box across the ground is the force of resistance to that box. You get it? There's always going to be some force of resistance. So you got your program, your wants, your needs, and your desires is your programming, and then it's going to be met with the force of resistance. Okay, and that could be the weather, could be a resistance to your what you want. The relationship could be whatever it is that you've been deeming to be good, bad, or indifferent can become the positives and the negatives to your life. And what you've got to learn how to do, what we've got to learn how to do as men and women is understand this first of all, but then understand how the alchemical marriage of these things go to play. Okay, how the alchemical marriage. See, and this is going to be indicative of your relationship life in general. So if you can't keep no man, you probably can't keep this. If you can't keep no woman, we probably can't do this, because this is alchemical marriage. This is, can we actually handle the duality, the indifference, and create what we want from it? How good are you at relationship? Of the weather, the food, the everything. How good at you at the marriage between you and man, between you and land, between you and God? How can you always create something that's for your benefit at every single waking moment of your existence? It's all about creating the recipe. When you see something that force of resistance come to you, you have to have a aptitude in your mind to understand that this is opportunity, not for me to be dismayed, but for a lesson, for a blessing to further me. How can I take the opposition, the force of resistance against my wants, needs, and desires, and create it to be an opportunity for my wants, needs, and desires, is what this brother is telling me. This is the alchemical marriage of mind and body, of higher and lower, of masculine and feminine, of male and female. This is taught to you in an alchemical structure in order for the human species to understand how that you are a converter. Anybody knows that you're a converter. You know, Cadillac converter costs a lot of money on cars because you are a converter of information. Things get input, you convert it, and then things get output. Put an apple in, you convert it, poop come out. Put a chicken in, you convert it, poop come out. Put a water in, you convert it, pee come out. You are a converter of information of the experience. And so when you understand your conversion, then you got to also come out of just the lower self conversion of eating and drinking and converting to understand how to convert in the time and space you're living in, how to convert that dream to reality, how to convert that sickness to healing, how to convert that loneliness to the community that you desire, how to convert this life that you're living to the one that you want. You got to know how to convert the opportunities and understand these alchemical things coming into your paradigm every single waking moment of your life. Okay. So now we understand that this is all about how we're understanding the paradigm, the alchemical marriage between time and space. How are you utilizing your time? Do you understand how to alchemically create the things that you want from every single thing that comes into your life? Okay, so the Latin people call this the coniunctio. Okay, the coniunctio. Okay, the coniunctio or the coniunctio. Okay, the coniunctio or the coniunctio, however you want to call it, right? This is what we just talked about, the alchemical marriage. Okay, the coniunctio or the coniunctio is what I've been teaching you guys since I've been on air. Years. How to be happy, whole, and well is coniunctio. How to understand that polarity is the recipe is coniunctio. How to understand where you are on the life path is coniunctio. Seeing things from a 360-degree view is coniunctio. Coniunctio is the third eye, because the all-seeing eye, right? Because all this is that particular perspective. Okay, the all-seeing eye is the 360-degree view, the vantage point. You get this vantage point not only from perspective, but you also can get it biologically with the 360 senses, which basically means that your auric field is as sensitive as it should be in order for you to be able to do what? Now become so magnetic, so energetic that you're able to be in this euphoric sense and allow things to come to you. Again, when you're singing, dancing, laughing, and when you're around here hugging and everybody congratulating each other and just having this sense of community, you're in a sense of bliss, okay? That's why the football games feel like that. That's why the basketball games feel like that. That's why the concerts feel like that. That's why church choir and church feel like that. That's why all of these assemblings of ourselves feel like this, because it brings in something called gamma, you guys. And what I'm saying is, ain't no sense in being ain't no sense in living and doing well together. When you're sick, you die by yourself. The more the merrier. And that's why I try to tell you, bring folk in around your loved ones and have folk at their head and at their hands and at their feet. Ain't no need to leave them alone when they would come into your house. When you would go community, there is something in the unity. This is a union. I told you the coniunctio, it means union. Okay, the wholeness. And so what we're trying to do is sometimes in the physical paradigm, the physical, the lower self, the disease, the financial issue, the trauma, the drama that has happened, the things that have happened to us in our childhood, it keeps us from the union. It keeps us from experiencing coniunctio, from experiencing the all-seeing eye. You see it on the back of the dollar bill and you're like, why? Because that's the purpose, coniunctio. That's what they want you to get to. Well, how can I get to the all-seeing eye? How can I get to everlasting life? You're looking at it from a particular situation where you can't ever get to it that way. This way that I'm trying to get to you, you got to be able to get through it through imagination, through mind. Where is your imagination? Through your theta and through your gamma. We got to be able to get you in there to understand that when you dream things, things come true. Look at what you built. Look at what you created. Can I get you back to creating and imagining again, my child, my children? Or do you come into the program already thinking you know? You never leave room for allowing nature to be the true teacher. And the nature of man ain't the nature of God. And you're being taught the nature of man, but you're forgetting the other part of you, my gods and goddesses. You can't learn how to be a God from a man. You got to learn how to be God from God. That means nature, things outside of you that man can't control. That means that life experiences that man can't get you into or out of. You have to have those experiences to understand if there's something greater than you. I've had those experiences where I've put myself in situations that nobody can get me out. How did I get out? I'm standing right in front of you. I don't even supposed to be out or be up or be living. You feel? And a man can't stop it. You feel? So I know it's something bigger. It's something greater. And when you tap into that, you can defeat your situation. I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease called ulcerative colitis. All autoimmune diseases are considered incurable. I never took a medication in my life. Once I got diagnosed, I went straight to nature. I tried to devise my own little concoctions like most of us do. And I took that concoction for 2 months straight. I was bleeding. I was doing all the stuff you shouldn't be doing in the bathroom as a man. Okay, it's almost like I needed to go and get me some, some underwear. Okay, so at the end of the day, you guys, after taking that for 2 months, my own concoction, my own research, my own understanding of self, the symptoms have gone since 2013. So I don't know what else to tell you about. Does things go? Can you heal thyself? Hell yeah. Can you cure this and that? I know what I can. I know I cure ulcerative colitis or autoimmune disease. So, do herbs work? Yes. Do foods work? Yes. Do nature work? Yes. Is it that simple? Yes. But is it complex as far as people around you and your environment? That's only going to be the only difficult thing. The difficult thing ain't you changing. The difficult thing is how does it feel for you to be the only one changed in your life? What are your wife going to think, and your kids going to think, and your coworkers going to think, and your papa going to think, and your mom going to think, and how Thanksgiving is going to be. Look, your mama then was ready to cut you out of Thanksgiving during COVID-19. So it don't really give a damn if you start to cut these folk out due to your health and wellness. Your folks was willing to shut you out due to a motherfucking cough and a cold. So, and look, it ain't going to matter no more if you want to get healthy now. Okay? It's time for you to start doing what you got to do. And then when you start to understand this, then you'll get to a point to where you'll understand this word here. Now, I want you guys to write this down in the chat room, you guys. Please keep tapping out, keep talking, you guys. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. A lot of us have never heard of this word before. Okay, this is called individuation. Okay, I want y'all to put that in the chat. Please, somebody put that in the chat. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the HerbMan Show. You know I ain't going nowhere yet. Y'all know I ain't going nowhere. Individuation. Put that in the chat, please, somebody. Okay? Individuation. Like, what the world is this? Because individuation is this process in which I'm trying to teach you got to go through with the owner's manual. Now, I call it the owner's manual. They call it individuation. Okay? I call it the owner's manual because I want to use my own terminology. But if you ask me, what is it? What is the owner's manual? What are you really trying to do here or attempt to do with getting somebody's birthday and then giving them herbs, foods, and all this stuff, talking about remedies? What I'm really trying to put to you is the process of individuation, okay? Individuation is the process that you go through to get to wholeness, oneness. Okay? The individuation is the process in which you go through to get to this alchemical marriage, this union, this coniunctio. Okay? That's what we're trying to do. Individuation. Individuation is when we're handling it on individual process, where each individual person learns how to work in a union, in a wholeness, in a whole brain coherence. So therefore, we're not, look, I would want to, what I'm trying to do, we can do it collectively, but you got to be ready to understand that it's for you individually, though. See, everybody comes here and look for a collective herb and a collective word, but I don't push out stuff like that. You got a word for you, Raymond, that's different from Jerome. Even though both y'all were born in the same year, in the same, but y'all are still different models of an individual man. And we got to take that into consideration, every aspect of what makes you the individual that can have also the implications of the fragments, because y'all was born and raised in different ways. And so this going to cause fragments. Somebody may have been touched and then this and then that through the life. And somebody else may have had a little money. Somebody else may have been a little poor. So even though you're born the same, you wasn't programmed the same. And so therefore, we're all based on the program in which you got going on. You're born on the same date. You might look the same, but it's just the same programming. And so we got to look at each computer as an individual computer. Everybody got different RAM, gigabytes, all that type of stuff in your cell phone, your computer. So there's no different than the human species. So we can't be continuing to collectively generically push out prescription drugs and all of this on a diversity of human construct. And you must also take into effect I'm going to say the fragileness of each individual, the fragileness of the program. You can't just be walking around all crazy with that computer chip. You break it, you fall, that's the computer. So you got to be fragile with each person coming in and try to dig into the program. Now, where is the problem going to be? Where is the problem going to be in individuation? Where is this problem going to be? Everybody got to go back to here. Where is the problem going to be? Okay, where does the problem reside? For the most part, the problem is going to come against what you desire in life. So the problem is going to be there. You say, well, the rich people, yeah, but see, rich people always want to do something else. And that else can be the itch, and that itch can be the stress. Okay, so anytime that you're trying to do something that you ain't got, that you want, that's the stress for you. If you walking and you want to ride, that's the stress. If you hungry and you want some food, that's the stress. If you lonely and you want a friend, that's the stress, right? So it's always the opposite of the situation. Coniunctio. Coniunctio is the opposition of your situation. You want this, you broke, but you want some money. That's the direct opposition. That creates the alchemical marriage. Can you create something new from that situation? It's all about the reproductive understanding of the new element that comes from the opposition. Can you create something new? Okay, but what is happening is you wake up broke, you go to sleep broke, you didn't create the new. You woke up alone, you went to bed alone. You're not, come on now. You woke up sick, you went to bed still sick. What happened during the moments? Did you create the alchemical marriage to your situation in life to be able to produce the new thing? You can't keep going to sleep and wake and going to bed. You can't keep waking up and going to bed with this. That means that you don't have the propensity to brew the pot of life. And if you can't find your own elixirs, if you don't understand that your own elixirs are produced in you, and if you can't seem to get off the galls of your balls and get up and try to get some kind of understanding that being woke today is the opportunity to change your and sometimes, y'all, you just got to laugh some of this stuff out. Sometimes you got to sing it away. Sometimes you got to sing it and hum it to you. Sometimes you got to dance it and vibrate it to you. Sometimes you just got to laugh it towards you. Sometimes you just got to understand that that's all I can do to break the alchemical structure of it. If it keeps going this, so what I can do then, I can start breaking it in energy. I might can't break it in my pockets, but I can break it in energy. I won't let it make me down. I won't let it get me, because every time this happens, I do something to myself. I eat wrong. I smoke longer. I drink much. I do cuss too much. I'm too angry, too frustrated. And all of those things continue to do what? Break down the design of the body, and longevity won't be in your pot of soup. Longevity will not be. So we know that the problem comes from here. We understand that this is where the issues are going to come from for the most part, okay? For the most part. And what we're trying to get you to understand is that's okay. We don't need to be mad just because there's going to be some opposition. Okay, he said it's going to be opposition. Do I got to be mad? Because no, you ain't got to be mad. Understand that during your suffering, you got to look at it as an opportunity for transformation. Okay, so this alchemical marriage, it is the union of opposites, okay, inside of one individual person. Okay, it is the alchemical marriage, is the union of opposites inside of one single person. Okay, and it's a blending of all kinds of things. Again, like we said before, the masculine, the feminine, the sun, the moon, you know, all this types of stuff, the spirit and the flesh, the higher, the lower, you know, all these things that we've been talked about before. That's what we're talking about. Please hold all your comments up on the lives, please. Okay. Again, this is called the Coniunctio. Okay. It's the alchemy that's called the Coniunctio, which is a sacred merging that produces a third thing. It is a sacred merge that produces a third thing, like how we got here. Like when my mom and dad, you know, they did a sacred thing that produced a third thing. It's Coniunctio. This is going to produce something. That's what we're trying to get you to understand in the Owners Manual. How to get something produced in you without wasting your money or your life continuously down the drain due to medical and all this kind of stuff, false information. Let's go back to nature. Okay, let's go back to nature. All right, so now understanding this third thing is this renewed mind. Okay, this third thing is this renewed mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of the mind. It's a consciousness not controlled by fear or bodily impulses. Remember that we're slow responding when we on this level, baby. We're slow responding when we on this level, and we're not floating away in ungrounded spirituality. We know exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, and the reasons why. Because you don't want to be in unfounded, ungrounded things anymore. You want to go into tried and true things that work, and sun work, water work, the right food work, the right herbs work, but also you being out in that element works as well. Okay, so you can't just go out and get it. You got to go out and be with it while you get it. And then you blend that together like you blend yourself together, and you blend yourself in that together. And that's the recipe for healing. Y'all stop trying to heal in a cold ass hospital. You got to get outside. You can't heal in your truck. When your body get down, brother, that's a tall tale sign for you to take a vacation out the truck. The truck making you sick. The school making you sick. Some of you guys don't even know about sick building syndrome, and you've been in buildings that got drippage all up in the ceiling. All from the AC, mold and mildew. They ain't changing the AC filters as frequent as they need to. They're not putting condensation pads into the AC units as they need to. So you have this air, this wet air all over the building for years and years. And that's why they painting and coating paint, because they don't really want to show you the mold and mildew in the building. And the thing about it is that's called sick building syndrome. And here it is, you come in there coughing and sneezing. It don't never happen until I go to work. Right. Because you're in a sick building, getting sick. These are times where you guys need to make sure you guys are understanding outside to be the remedy, okay? Amongst other things, okay? But this has to be what you will understand it as embodied divinity, okay? Embodied divinity is what we're trying to get you to in your time of need. And it happens at the very simplest times. And if you guys are understanding this and willing to move forward, we'll do that. But you must understand this stuff for what it is, you guys. All right. It is very attainable, very doable. But yes, will it change your life? Not just as an aspect of health, but it'll change your life totally. Okay, this total information. All right, you guys, if you guys got any questions, please put them up in the chat. All right, so now biologically, you guys, when we're just talking about chemistry within, right? Biological interpretation of what we're talking about. Obviously, I always teach you guys about the nervous system. Okay, this nervous system has to be in harmonic flow. Okay, remember that your nervous system. Remember, I always said about the harmony, the melody, the rhythm. Okay, so the nervous system definitely has to be in harmony. Okay, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system entrained to the same rhythm. Okay, they must. All right, brain waves also have to make sure that they're able to shift from alpha to theta coherence very easily. We got to be able to get you there because that next step is gamma. When we're able to allow us to go through the delta, the alpha, the beta in a rhythmic understanding, we have to get you through all of them. That's what we call gamic, right? Coherence, right? Remember that? And so that's why we need for you to do that. All right. And we need for you to be able to do that, allowing deep insight and deep calm to come into the body. The next one is going to be the endocrine system. Okay. So we know the nervous and then the endocrine. You know, this is the main one when we're dealing with all these cancers and stuff. Okay. The two crucial glands here is going to be none other than the pituitary and the pineal gland. Okay. Because this is going to be like your king and queen. This is going to be like the thing, that alchemical marriage between you chemically, right? So the endocrine gland, the pituitary is the king, the pineal is the queen. When they harmonize, the release of cascade of neurohormones that produce are very, very good. And guess what they do? They give you heightened intuition to get to the other side, to get the answer, to come back for your cancer. Don't worry about medications. Look at meditation. Look at your prayer life. Look at your ability to be still. Look at your ability to decode symbols in your dreams and understand patterns in your life. Look at your ability to decode. These things are the way that you're able to be more circumventable and be more able to get through the traffic of life if you understand patterns, codes, and symbols and light code. So that means that you must understand the things that are not seen. Why and how do I get that? That means that you must have an inner knowing. And this inner knowing comes from the whole brain coherence. It must be an inner knowing. See, I'm Noah. Noah was not N-O-A, the ark in the flood, but the knower of how to ride the waves of life. And I always tried to teach you guys, and we're going to keep on moving, but I try to teach you that all these things are happening in a wave-like construct, right? So the best way, or the safest place to be is at the highest ground, the most high state during a high tide. If you get caught down in here, then you're going to drown in the floods of life. And so guess what? Environmental stimuli all day, every day is coming at you like this. Okay? It's coming at you like this. Every situation has a segmented situation. They all has a proceeding, the beginning, the middle, the end, right? So everything, but you can't be looking at it from the inside. You got to be up top. You can't be in sick. You got to be able to be up here and let this sick, you ride that wave of sickness on out. You can't swim in sickness. You got to ride it. You got to ride the wave. You got to surf the wave. You can't swim this wave. You can't best be in here not knowing how to swim. And that's the real big thing with a lot of you guys, all right? So with this harmony, also you get this bliss, okay? So now we know that you get a heightened sense of intuition. And this is just out of the pipe. This is just right here, the endocrine gland. You get this high sense of intuition when you marry the pituitary and the pineal. You get the bliss. Look like all the stuff I've been trying to tell y'all. You get the clarity, okay? Look like all the stuff I've been trying to teach you guys, right? And that's what I'm trying to say. This is where it's at. You get the spiritual insight, right? About yourself. Because remember that this is happening individuation. So this is what you got to go through. You got to graduate the class of you being mixed in with this particular environmental stimuli, this thing that we call life. It also is going to reduce the fear. Okay, it's going to reduce the fear. Okay, then also being here when you do this, there's a deep regeneration that's there. Okay, it's going to reduce the fear, and then this is very regenerative, right? Because the most regenerative state is what? Sleep, pineal, pituitary, and endocrine. Now, if this do all of this to heal you, then you know it'll do some shit to make you sick. See, let's don't get it twisted. If this stuff will do all of this and heal most stuff that come into my life, if this is the heavenly entrance, then this also can be the hellacious. This can turn straight from medicine to poison. It can turn straight from heaven to hell, depending on how you're utilizing it in this construct. Because now, if I start to cause too much trauma, violence, and frustration, and all this stuff in this particular thing, and you don't get to feel this, then you don't get to produce this enough. Why would longevity be granted to a person that's not getting the best out of this experience? That's what I'm saying. Why would longevity be granted to a person that feels like this is the worst thing that ever happened to them? You know, and that's what you guys got to understand. You wanted to extend life, but for what? Like, what are your thoughts about being here? Okay, so this heart-brain coherence that we teach about, that's what this is all about. Okay, so you got the nervous, the endocrine system. These are your messengers. Okay, these are the messengers. Okay, the only other messengers that come in, which still come in through the nervous, is going to be the photons. Okay, photons are messenger light particles. Okay, well, the messenger light particles come in through the nervous system, but they're being decoded by who? The pineal of the endocrine system. Okay, so the photons, the light code, right? The patterns, the colors that you see. There's a reason why AT&T is blue. There's a reason why Bell South is blue. It's because blue is the mind. They're trying to show you that they are intelligent nervous system. Nervous system is the communication system. The nervous system is your communication system of your body. So we're trying to show you that we are the nervous system. We are the communication systems. So you will see a lot of IT companies. You'll see a lot of communication companies with the color blue to show you that they're trying to attempt to come through you at an angle of intelligence, of communication. Okay? That's why those companies are blue. So you got a lot of food companies that got red and yellow. Red and yellow appeal to your what? To your solar plexus, right? And your root chakra. So the root of you, your survival, cheap food, right? And then your stomach and solar plexus. So that's why McDonald's is red and yellow. That's why Chick-fil-A is red and white. That's why Burger King got to send over there with some red on it. And Taco, everybody got a little custom. Why? If you open up a restaurant, they're going to tell you to put some red on it because it catch the eye to say, I want something to eat. Why? Because there are codes in the light. That's why a baby know to eat. When he passed McDonald's, he don't even know how to stay McDonald's. But he know eat because it's light code. Even a baby can understand codes and patterns. Okay? So that's happening within you in your messaging systems, and that's got to have a coherence, all right? And then this is also going to be the heart-brain, okay? This is where the heart-brain coherence comes in at because that's next on the list, all right? And when you got that heart-brain connected to the nervous and the endocrine system, that's when we have this holy trinity, and now we have an understanding of what we're going through spiritually, emotionally, and also what we're going through in our thought life. Got to think about it. This is what I think. The endocrine system is what I'm feeling. And then the heart comes in. And then it becomes what you know. Right? What you know. What you know for sure about this thought and this feeling. What I want to do about it. How sure I am about it. Unsure I am about it. Feeling sure about it comes from these three things. You'll always be in and out when it's just these two. But when the heart comes in and applies the Holy Trinity to it, applies the heart-brain coherence, then this is the true altar of the marriage, okay? This is where the heart's electromagnetic field synchronizes with the brain's rhythm, okay? This is where it comes. Okay, remember I told you guys about this alchemical marriage. Okay, this is where the two minds that we talked about in the last video become one operating system, you guys. This is where the two minds meet. When you got this heart-brain coherence, is where the two minds meet and become one operating system. It's what we should be doing in our marriages. It's what we should be doing in our relationships, in our family dynamic. We should work as one in our with everything within us. We should learn how to do this. This is the alchemical understanding of how to create your own medicine within. That's what I'm teaching you. Okay, this is how you get to longevity. Right? You guys keep tapping. I'll keep talking. It is going to be on YouTube, you guys. So if you miss it, just go straight over there, man. If they don't mess this up, this will be one of the 5 videos you guys will learn all of this stuff from. Okay. This is also in your owner's manual. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM me and we'll get you the information that you need to get this information in your hand. All right. So we doing this live 103. Okay. So a lot of people understood this, you guys, from old age Egyptian to from old age Egyptian to Christianity, Hermeticism, the Kabbalah. I mean, there's so many people that know about this. Again, I believe that this is what the gurus were attempting to do. The only thing about it is the value. I think that there was not enough information on the body. Even when we're looking at Galen and his time of medicine and understanding the blue bubonic plague and what happened there with a lot of failed I would say theories. Okay, a lot of failed theories during the blue bubonic plague, and so a lot of people died, and a lot of things did not work and materialize, which after that created a whole new dynamics of health. But at the end of the day, why didn't that stuff work? I believe it just was not enough information about the body. And we still currently, we're more advanced now in our understanding of the body than before, but we still have a lot of things that we do not know. Hell, they even just found out about your lymphatic system maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago. Okay. So that's a new term considered in modern medicine, but you've always had it when it's concerning the man. And so what I'm saying is, if you're going to tell me you just found out about a part of me just the other day that all of us have been had since man been here, then you can't learn from that particular type of graduation. But what we can do is we can go back to some foundation, which is when you were born, which is the earth understanding of the human construct, to understand that design. Now, when you put the knowledge that you learned today back into this old calculator, this old navigator, you'll end up seeing it has the same accuracy as old times. Okay, so even in the African mysteries, okay, masculine sky energies, feminine earth energies generate the balanced human. Okay, when you're looking at the Jihad rising, okay, all of this stuff, the upright one, all of this stuff was talking about this oneness. Okay, and so you got to understand that we've been talking about this for thousands and thousands of years, and I'm telling you that you can do this. Okay, you guys can do this. All right, your perception can change. Okay, your body can change. All right, your biology can change. It's already changing. Okay, your emotions can change. All right, your intuition can strengthen. All right, your identity can shift. You can do these things, and you can stop identifying as just the body or just the spirit, and you can become a bridge, a living union of heaven and earth. Right? Remember, I told you that's the heaven, that's the earth, that's your head, and that's your feet. Okay, you can stop just being out here looking at yourself as just the body and just the spirit, and marry them two things together and become the God-like creature that you are out here professing to be. And people want to get mad at me because that's really what I'm showing y'all to do. You see, I just don't want to put it in religion. We don't have to do that no more. That we can. I'm out here to get every single brother that needs to be my brother. There is not one word that I want to use that can become a dividing line between. The ultimate goal is to make him my brother. And if I ain't got to say shit, but my goal is to still make him my brother, then I got to show that brother love. I can't show him a cross. I can't show him a this and a that. I got to show him love. So if I told you that your ultimate goal is to get and gain brothers and sisters, and you can't let nothing stop you from doing that, then you'll learn how to communicate with each other. If I told you that your ultimate goal is to gain new brothers and sisters every day, what's the goal? Gain new brothers, but you cannot let any of your programming stop you from gaining that brother or sister. Then you'll understand the language of love. Okay, then you understand the language of love. So there are going to be symptoms of this intermarriage. There's going to be things that you're going to be able to see in yourself when you create this intermarriage within you, this recipe for longevity. Okay, and you'll see that you'll have a deeper inner calm. That's going to be one of the major things that you're going to understand. And this deeper inner calm is nothing but what I've been telling you. Okay, you got to be at your most high state during the wave of life, during the flood. You got to stand above. You got to be at your high tide, your higher self, during the flood of emotions. You got to be able to ride that wave on the high level, during the flood of this and the flood of that in your life, trauma, drama, all that type of stuff. You got to be able to get on high ground. And how you get on high ground is by being in the boat. Don't jump out the boat. Stay calm. Deeper inner calm is one of the symptoms of this intermarriage. Okay, the feeling of being guided is another one. A sense of expansion behind the forehead or the third eye, the consciousness, or what they call it, that this heightened sense of creativity. Once again, this emotional clarity that we continue to keep talking about would be this increased synchronicities that you see 111 444 222. These are all signs of this intermarriage coming to play. A feeling of coming home inside themselves, like a feeling of woosah. Like it wasn't until I got the HerbMan, HerbMan, that version of me, I said, hey, y'all like this nigga here. I didn't like Coke Man, I didn't like Dope Man, I didn't like Hurt Man, I didn't like, but when I landed on HerbMan, I was like, I like this little motherfucker right here. I was like, hey, it's me. You feel me? I'm comfortable right here. First, I had to be the little cat, the sports boy. I had to be the sports man. Then you had to be the singing man. I had to sing. I had to, but when I got the HerbMan, I got comfortable. You reach my dial. And then I can just do me and be me and live freely and have that sense of coming home that I finally was able to get some inner peace. No more rat chasing, no more job chasing, no more. This is all I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. Thank you. I like this. Appreciate you. I like this. And so biophysically, the heart's field expands. The pineal gland becomes illuminated. The brain hemispheres synchronized. And then you can go and retrieve what you're looking for from the other side, from the darkness of your life, from the unknown of your life. You can go and now put a flashlight in the unknown and say, I found you what I didn't know about how to get to this bread. I found you what I didn't know about how to get over this sickness. I found you hiding over there in the corner what I didn't know about my family. You try to think I was going to be by myself, try to fool me. But I found what I didn't know about my problem. And I made it a solution. The third element of the alchemical structure is the new you, the new version of yourself. Can you do that? What say you? Keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. What say you? What say you? How y'all liking the subject so far, man? Y'all keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Speak of my truth. Thank you, Professor. Yes. How do I use my manual? Read it. That's the first thing you do, Gary Clark. Read it. I can't read it to you. I'm late. Okay, now you all good. All right. So the body decays. The body decays and the body ages. Why? Because the nervous system becomes chaotic. The very things that create the solutions are the problems in life when life is a problem. When life is a problem, these things become a problem. So why does the body decay in the first place? Why does it age out in the first place? It's because the nervous system becomes chaotic. Inflammation increases. Your regeneration slows down. Your telomeres shorten. Your DNA repair decreases. Okay? Your fascia loses its oomph. Okay? Your mitochondria produces more waste than it produces energy. So this is why, but look at all of that though. Like, how does that happen? That just doesn't happen under a peaceful life, but though. Under a peaceful life, the nervous system doesn't become chaotic. Under a peaceful life, why would I have inflammation increase? Under a blissful life, why would my regeneration slow? You just said it actually gives me more regeneration. In a peaceful life, why would my telomere shorten? In a peaceful state, why would my DNA repair decrease? In a peaceful state, because outside is indicative of inside. So if I'm at peace within, literally, biologically, how can I continue to decay at the speed in which modern man is? Okay, so stop looking at everlasting life. Let me teach you about the fact of the matter is that you can extend your life and you can slow down aging. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you how. Biologically. Okay, this is biological aging, and it's primarily a rhythmic breakdown, not a genetic curse. Aging is the loss of electromagnetic coherence, not the passage of time. Y'all keep on tapping, I'll keep on talking, man. And so when I'm teaching you guys about this body and spirit coherence, okay, when I'm teaching you about the two minds are aligned and the body enters all these states, okay, you got to understand that one of them is called biophotonic coherence. And I've been teaching you guys about the biophotonic coherence. I teach you guys about cells being able to emit light and DNA, and you know that we talk about this all the time, okay? But biologically, this actually happens, okay? Biophotonic coherence is when your DNA emits more coherent what photons. Remember, the photons are the light particles, so you're all the time decoding light. Okay, you're all the time doing this. Your telomeres activation increase. Okay, your telomeres, the activation increase, which means this is how we lengthen or strengthen our telomeres. Okay, is by biophotonic coherence. Something is just going on. Okay, stem cell activity rises doing biophotonic coherence. Your mitochondria shift in high efficiency mode. Okay, inflammation shuts down. Okay, repair becomes faster than damage. This is the biological template for non-aging. It's not a fantasy. It is physics, electricity, and consciousness together. Okay, so I told you guys I was gonna come bust y'all upside the head. I know y'all don't see. You see, HerbMan, I got strong with this thing. Yes, sir. Got to teach you about why this is real. Okay, the realest you ever done. Okay, if you're looking for your owner's manual, please DM us. Somebody will get you that information. Okay, that's what we're talking about. The owner's manual. All right. So the spirit and the body, all this type of stuff, again, that's all it is, alchemical marriage in order for us to be in longevity, okay? Spirit ain't nothing but what? Order is the light, the coherence, the direction. Body, again, we talked about that being the matter, the density, the memory. All of that is the program, okay? So we got to understand how to shape the program, and you got to be able to understand not necessarily how to shape the program, but how to reprogram the program, okay? That's what you got to do. How do I reprogram the program? Okay. How can I reprogram the program? Somebody put that in the chat. How can I reprogram the program? And then I'm going to answer that for you. How can I reprogram the program? How can we reprogram the program? How can we reprogram the program? How can I reprogram the program? Thank you for asking, Galactic. Okay. The answer is by deprogramming. All right. This is the answer to the test. Okay. How do I reprogram the program? Because that's what y'all really want to know. How I break out the matrix. You got to deprogram it. You don't want to run it. You don't want to run at all. You want to unplug. Live in a free state, a clean state. You don't want to have to make a decision between the red or the blue. You want to be in neutrality. Okay? That I don't need to make a decision. Neither one of them is good or bad. It's just two decisions. They're neither going to give me either a this or a that. Remember that positives can be negative. Negatives can be positive because they're not rights or wrongs. They're not goods or bads. They're just necessary forces of resistance or forces of creation that I got to deal with. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's the deprogramming. How do I reprogram the program? How do I reprogram the program in me? By deprogramming. Don't put nothing else in you. Just go on a clean slate for a minute, a moment, a second, and you'll see why the owner's manual is the best thing for you, okay? When your spiritual mind remains present, anchored, and integrated, when you have this spiritual mind that is anchored and is present in the moment, when I get you there, okay, when we're able to get you there, then your cortisol stays low, the vagus nerve stays open, which means it's staying monitoring, it's staying communicating, it's staying ready to go. What else here? The inflammation stays down, the stem cell stays active, the organs stay oxygenated, the circadian rhythm stays going good, the cell membrane staying charged up, the proteins folding correctly, the telomeres staying long, all when my spirit is in a good place and I'm present. The key is maintaining resonance between the body and the spirit, exactly the ancient traditions used to teach. That's what they used to teach you. They said that if you did this in ancient traditions, that it was raising the body into light. They said that this was your glorified body. They said that this was your diamond body. They said that this was your luminous body. Right? So we're teaching nothing but ancient information to modern people in the right way. That's what I believe. Okay? That's what I believe. That's what I believe. And I believe that we can stop a lot of this stuff. The stress. Stress is going to be one of the main things to interfere with your longevity. Okay? Stress is going to be one of the main things that's going to interfere with your longevity. Okay? And it's because the only stress you should be having is very quick and very acute. That's it. Just make a decision spontaneously, right? Spontaneous decisions, but not overtime decisions and overtime worryation about decisions that you got to make. That's crazy. Okay, that's crazy work, you guys. It just was, this supposed to be quick and quick response. Okay, not over time. You contemplating on something for years and years and years. Oh, hell no. The human experience wasn't meant for that to happen. So guess what? That's going to then do what? Bog down the longevity. Again, you're not supposed to be in heaven stressing. Okay? 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 Let's put it here. Heaven or hell. Okay? You're not supposed to be in heaven stressing. So when you're stressing long-term, chronic, you're having a hellacious experience. So you're not going to stay in heaven forever. Everlasting life doesn't come in hell. It comes in heaven. Here's the game we play. Okay? Here's the game we play. You understand? But this stress, man, this trauma, stress pulls the spiritual mind up and out. Okay? Your body in survival mode. Remember, I teach you about you not being in, you're when the mind is not in the body. Okay, the brain is always there, but when the mind is not there, constantly being in the past or in the depressive state, or constantly being in the future or in the anxiety state, then what happens is your mind is constantly not in the present moment. Well, you abandon the body to this program. And when you abandon this body to this program, basically you're victimizing the body till its own wants, needs, and desires. That means there's no stopping it from drinking, smoking, working, fornicating itself to the living grave over here if your mind don't come back and say, hey, stop. Okay, we can't do this to ourselves. We got to do more than just this, right? So that's what that stress will do in our coping mechanisms, all right? And then you got the emotional suppression. A lot of us are not expressing ourselves in the way that we need to. That emotional suppression can also wreak havoc on your body. It can start to block the fascia network, okay? Fascia tightens, electricity stops flowing, tissues lose conductivity. Okay, remember that the fascia works faster in response than your nervous system. So when this starts to not have its charge, then you're not getting things to the right places that you need for them to be. And that's why we can't get energy to some of these areas in your body, okay? Chronic inflammation, all right? High cortisol, all that type of stuff. We know that high cortisol destroys the telomeres and shuts down the body, especially the regenerative side. Okay, you can't regenerate when you're high on cortisol. That's not a regenerative state. The regenerative state is sleep. So if you're high on cortisol, that means that you're not sleeping well, okay? The loss of inner purpose and connection. This disconnection that everybody seems to have nowadays, okay? This can also start to biologically start the breakdown, okay? When spirit has no reason, all right, no meaning to be here, to remain fully embodied, the body receives the less instruction. Okay, all right. When the signal weakens, the cells begin to misfire, misfold, mutate, oxidize, inflame, shorten lifespan, and this is what you call aging. See, when the spirit bad, the body starts losing its oomph. See, when the spirit bad, the body starts losing its oomph, you guys. Okay. I got one more hour with you guys, man. Keep tapping. I'll keep talking. I appreciate all of my thumb warriors out there, my finger soldiers. You know what I mean? I appreciate all of you guys out there, man. Okay. Let me see. Do I got anybody down now? Okay. Forever grateful. Nah, man, it's all good, man. It's all good. You know, there are times of the day, okay, too, that you want to be careful of. I'm only 56 and aging too soon. Yeah, so we'll walk you guys through some of the information about the day that you want to be able to take care of yourself. I would say in a 24-hour time span, right? So you know, like you got to look at the windows. What are the 4 major windows? And we'll come back to this right here because there's other ones. There's about 6 of these, and I may do these last. Okay. But we know where we at. If you don't know, get your owner's manual and it'll let you know, right? Because we can just get your birthday and we can go by right there until I can tell you where you at in this particular paradigm, okay? So if you guys are interested in your owner's manual, DM us and we can do that. So there are 4 major, okay? There are 4 major windows for regeneration, okay? There are 4 major windows for regeneration every single day. Okay, when you live in alignment with them, aging slows down or at least halts. Okay, when you fight them, aging will accelerate. But there are 4 major windows of regeneration. Okay, now the first window is what I like to call the awakening. Obviously, this is going to be the awakening window. Okay, so this is between 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Let that go by 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. Okay, 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. You're releasing major hormones. Remember that these are the medicines. Okay, so from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. this is your waking up time, your light activation, right? That's when the sun is coming in. You waking up to the day. Okay, so this is what's going on now. All right, y'all better record this or do what y'all got to do. It's gonna be on YouTube when I get finished because I ain't doing these no more. Okay, these are once in a lifetime teachings, man. Okay, but that's why we're doing them this way so that you guys can go and watch them on YouTube and just soak up the energy, soak up the knowledge, and push this further than I can ever do. Okay, push it further than I can ever do. The world depends on it. Mankind depends on it. This is not a moment. This is a movement, and we're going to continue to keep on going. Okay? We're going to continue. Major hormones that are activated during these hours are cortisol, because you got to get up out of the bed. Serotonin, okay? Dopamine is small little spikes, okay? They're being produced. Thyroid hormone, your T3 and T4 are being produced. What's the purpose? Again, you got to wake up, all right? Got to raise your metabolism, clear the melatonin out, aligns the circadian rhythm, charges the fascia with light, all of this stuff. This is a time. So from 4 to 8 a.m. is a major window. If you're missing this time, that's the point. If you're missing this time, then you missed a window. Okay? You missed the window. Okay? Now, cortisol is not ever going to be bad, okay? But it's only harmful when what? Chronically high. All right? Morning cortisol is necessary to turn on DNA repair pathways. So we need that. Okay? So don't be trying to run from some of this stuff, because there's no way to run. There's no way to run. All you got to do is just know about it, but there's no way to run from it. All right? Serotonin. Okay? It's going to become melatonin later. So it's okay. Serotonin being produced in the morning is going to become melatonin later. Okay? It becomes DMT at night. So this entire cycle is the chemical pathway of what we would call spiritual embodiment. If serotonin is off, the immortality cycle breaks. Okay? So what we do for 10 minutes in the sunlight, even if it's cloudy, you can hydrate, deep breathing, no heavy emotional conversations, no rushing, okay? And you just sit there and do that, but you got to have a day that provides you with this, okay? The next window is going to be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is your midday window, okay? This is your midday window. A lot of y'all like to call it lunchtime. This is this lunch break right here. Okay, we're going to see. So some of the hormones that are released during this time is your dopamine, right? You got to have that. Your adrenaline, okay? These are all at their peak. Your dopamine is at its peak. Your adrenaline is at its peak around midday, okay? Your insulin sensitivity is very high around here. Your growth hormone is low, and your repair enzymes are very active around the midday. But this is a window. Why? Because this is a purpose to rebuild muscle around this time. This is a purpose to renew your tissue around this time. This is about focus and productivity around this time. This is going to stabilize your glucose levels around this time. This will maintain will and purpose around this time. Okay. So again, this is going to be another window, right? Because you need this for what? Stem cell activity, cell division. Okay, accuracy, collagen synthesis. Okay, so they ain't just doing it for nothing. Yes, they getting you through your work day, but they also doing this other stuff. They're also giving you this deep fascia hydration during the midday. Okay, so midday creates the physical structure needed for longevity. The midday. This is for the body. Okay, and all you got to do is move, walk, stretch, productive work, focused tasks. Like the medium meals around this time, and avoid emotional stress. This is the earth phase of the day, the building, the grounding, and the anchoring of the day. Okay? It's the midday. Right? Everybody get that? Any questions thus far? You guys keep tapping, I'll keep talking. You guys keep tapping, and I will keep on talking to you. All right? The next one is going to be the 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. window. This one a lot of y'all, this is the one right here now. Y'all don't know how to sit down. See, this is the one right here. The sunset, you don't know how to sit down. Okay, this is the one. But this is the one for homeostasis, emotions, and coherence. Your major hormones that are being released during the sunset hours are going to be oxytocin. That's your love, man. Serotonin, okay? This is your GABA, the calming, all right? It rises more toward the nighttime, okay? Remember, this is serotonin's second peak. It's around sunset. First that sunrise, then that sunset. You see how your body is on patterns? You just got to learn thyself, okay? This is also now sunset It's starting to lower cortisol, okay? And the purpose is for emotional bonding, okay? And so nervous system regulation, okay? And digestion, you start to, an immune prime. And y'all know what this movement means, because that's the time. And then preparation for repair. So this is the time where we need to start setting down. Setting down. If you follow nature, you'll heal yourself. I got to teach you about nature in order for you to see your body is made just like this. That's why the owner's manual is the best health assessment on the planet, because we're bringing cosmology back into this thing called life. Okay. So that's what this is all about, you guys. This is the heart coherence window of the day. Okay. This is the heart coherence window of the day. Okay. This is where when you got oxytocin mixed with serotonin and GABA, again, this is where the heart rhythm and the brain waves and the immune function and the parasympathetic healing pathways, all of these things, when they start working together. See, if sunset is chaotic or filled with stress, the body loses the nightly regeneration window and aging accelerates. This is one of the biggest parts of the day. If sunset is chaotic, you got to come home to fussing and cussing and children running off. You know how we just dramatic, and all the shows that we watch and all the things that we do that keep us going up. It keeps us up when we're trying to set down. Okay. And when that is filled with stress, the body loses its nightly regenerative window, and that accelerates aging. Okay. And so the thing that we can do here is gentle rhythms. Started to, again, rest, relax, and sleep, right? So start to do things to kind of get you on into the sleep phase, all right? Gentle rhythms, walking, music, laughing, warm foods, okay? Avoid conflict, gratitude practice around this time. Nature exposure, nature-based interventions around this time, okay? This phase determines when the body enters immortality mode is at night, okay? It's at night. And then last but not least is your regenerative mode, your night regenerative mode, which which is going to be 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Okay? And a lot of people are not sleeping during this time, or at least waking up right around this time. Not good. You lose a window. Okay, the night regeneration. This is the hormones of immortality, repair, and spiritual embodiment. This is the time that your body repairs. This is the most important time, is sleep time. Sleep time is the opposition to stress, okay? But stress is also the enemy to sleep. And so you must understand that the less you stress, the more you need to sleep. Sleep is really going to be the biggest component to this stuff, you guys. But instead of, again, if you don't want to die and go over here, then you got to learn how to sleep and go over there and bring back what you need when you wake up. Got to learn this thing. And so what I'm teaching you is about longevity. We ain't got to worry about everlasting. We'll get there. Because if I can just show you how to live to 120, I promise you, if humanity gets smart enough, and we are, we're going to learn how to do the 240 to 360. Okay? Just show me how to live the longevity. Give me longevity. We'll figure out everlasting. Because the more time you give us here, the smarter we're going to become, the more evolved we're going to become. We just need the time, baby. We just need that time. So this is the most important phase, again, you guys, because this is where your melatonin peaks. This is where the insight and intuitiveness can peak, okay? This is where your growth hormones, okay, gets a massive spike. Growth hormones gets a massive spike during the sleep time, okay? The testosterone and estrogen balances happening during this time. The prolactin, okay? It's starting that quiet repair. Okay, the DMT starts the micro release. Okay, this is going to be for DNA repair. This is going to be for stem cell activation, tissue regeneration, cellular detoxing, mitochondrial deep cleansing, pineal gland activation. All of this stuff happening during this nighttime regenerative time. Okay, so this is very important. Melatonin isn't just a sleep hormone. It is the master antioxidant. Let me repeat that. Melatonin is not just a sleep hormone. It is the master antioxidant and master DNA repairer. Did it say herb? Did I say herb? Did it say food? Or did you hear me say food? So why you buying something for? What that girl got that she done made in her kitchen that you think gonna do better than you learning how to do what I'm teaching you? What you think them folk got down there in their basement that they done made is better than you being able to understand thyself better? Why you keep buying product when it's the program? Why you keep buying stuff for? You the problem. There's nothing really for you but for you to learn you. Get your owner's manual today, you guys. $50, you guys, if you're in South Africa. It is 500 Rand. DM us. Somebody will get in contact with you to get your information, okay? It is the master antioxidant and the master DNA repairer, okay? So what this means, during 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., that's when your telomeres lengthen, okay? This is when your mitochondrial repair is damaged, okay? That's when mitochondria is starting to repair the damage in you, okay? It nerves rebuild during this time. The fascia rehydration increases during 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., okay? Deep emotional memory is released. That's what we need. Those going to bring us the answers during this sleep state of these dreams. Spiritual presence re-enters the body fully because now the body is on slow go. The body is on co-pilot. Well, who is the pilot? The spirit comes in. The spirit ain't got, only time you give it is when you sleep. That's the time we need. That's the time we need. So this is the alchemical window. If melatonin is disrupted, immortality becomes impossible. If melatonin is disrupted, immortality becomes impossible. Longevity, in other words, become impossible. Okay. The best practices: dark spaces. All right. No phones, deep breathing, no screens, sleep by 10:30. Okay. You need to make sure that you don't get any screens by the hour before bed. No screens an hour before bed. Okay. You need to stop eating 2 hours before bed, you guys. Okay. Stop eating 2 hours before bedtime and no screens an hour before bedtime, and start to really get into your phase, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Then, just to add on this other one, you guys, you got your soul travel, which is going to be between that 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. And a lot of times, that's when a lot of us are waking up. That 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. is the soul travel time. And that's a lot of time a lot of us wake up. Okay, but that's when your that's what we call the hormones of transistence, okay, or transcendence. And that hormone of transcendence can be altered because you're waking up out of that state, whether you got to pee or whatever the case may be. But when you don't allow that time to take place, then melatonin starts slowly dropping around this time. DMT starts to fluctuating, okay? The pineal electrical activity peaks, all right? The vagus nerve is in full on slot, right? Is in full on relaxation mode during the 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. So this is when the deep dreams happen. This is what they call the REM, right? That deep dream. This is where the trauma dissolves. Spiritual insight reinstructs the DNA. The body resets its electromagnetic field during this time. But if you're not sleeping during this time, is this taking place? No. You're still on cortisol if you up. Doing the direct opposite of what you need to be doing. And when you get that diagnosis, you can't sleep, this ain't happening. You see? When you get that little funky relationship issue, this ain't happening. Okay? And that's the sad thing about it. And what we got to do, man, is know the herbs which are in your owner's manual. They're going to be beneficial for you. We know the foods. We know the hormones. We know everything now. Okay? We know everything now, man. And so now it's just about practicality. No more buying shit. What can I do now? It's something more I can do than just spend money. Yes, it is, you guys. Know yourself better. Out of your ignorance, you're creating industry. I'm trying to give you a one-time offer so that you can have your health into your own hands. And if you take the time out, a brother just ask, how do I use it? Fucking read, man. This ain't about holding your hand no more, my brother. You got your stuff. You learn how to read. If you know how to read it, it's telling you everything you need to do. No more trying to get me to blame me or blame somebody else. It's you now. You put yourself into practicality. Put what's on that owner's manual and do it. Do them. And then see, and then come back and tell you how you use it. Okay. Breathing. Breathing is a very big part of longevity. Okay, y'all know that. I done taught y'all that from every stage of this, that your inhalation and exhalation, it has to be coherent. Okay, because that's going to set the stage with the heart. Okay, and your breathing and your heart is everything. Okay, and so you can say you fine all day, but if that heart beating fast and you breathing fast, then your life is fast. Then guess what? It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. And so you got to understand that you can't lie yourself through this. You got to be able to really do this. Okay, you got to be able to really do this. You can't lie yourself through it. Please hold all calls, you guys. Please hold all calls. All right. So longevity is absolutely real. Okay, longevity is absolutely real. These things are scientifically proven to extend life or slow decay. These are scientifically proven to extend life or slow decay. Everything that I've taught you, longevity is absolutely real. Okay, and so stress reduction. Okay, stress reduction, emotional regulation, strong social bonds. All these things, they work. Okay, they work, you guys. They absolutely work. And when you start living your life according to these natural understandings of what life is, then you understand purposeful and meaningful life, good sleep cycles, healthy circadian rhythms, quality nutrition, anti-inflammatory lifestyle, movement, balanced hormones, low chronic cortisol. All this stuff has been scientifically proven. And I just showed y'all how to do all of this stuff. Okay, healthy mitochondria, a strong vagus nerve tone, herbal and nutritional support, avoiding toxins and mental peace and coherence. All have been proven. All have been proven to help people age slower, to heal faster, and to live longer. And that is the truth. What say you guys? Any questions thus far? You guys keep tapping, I'll keep talking. You guys keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. This is where we teach people how to heal themselves, okay? And you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself, all right? And the body sharing this space with the spirit. This is what I'm teaching you, the two minds. This can really help you as well, because when people feel spiritually aligned, when they feel emotionally balanced, when they feel mentally peaceful, when they feel connected to purpose, grounded in identity, connected to other folk, their biology improves dramatically. Their immune system improves. Their inflammation lowers. We know this. Their hormones stabilize. We know this. Their sleep deepens. We know this. Their aging slows. We know this. This is real. And it's the absolute truth. So that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I'm just speaking truths and facts, because people say esoteric and this, that, and the third. Well, then let's just speak facts, okay? Nothing more than facts about what it is that we're teaching people, about what it is that we do. We know that these things help people, period. This is an emotion-based world, okay? And so what we call spirit is just deeply tied to stress biology. See, your concept of spirit withdrawing from the body is nothing but chronic stress taking over. That's all. You see what I'm saying? That's it. So you speaking in one language, we speaking in another. But we know what we're talking about now. We know what you're speaking about now. You see, when I'm feeling hopeless and emotionally shut down and traumatized and disconnected and overwhelmed, the nervous system goes into survival mode. And that mode accelerates aging. It increases inflammation. It shortens the telomeres. It weakens my immunity. It damages my mitochondria. It disrupts my sleep. It reduces stem cell activity. You see? So I know now that when I get stressed, that's that thing right there, that's what's causing it. Okay. And this is measurable. Okay. This is measurable. And we've already done the measuring. We've already done the measuring. Okay, but the real thing, man, I'm be honest with you guys, the deeper truth. What is the deeper truth here? The real deeper truth is this, man. you can live younger longer. Younger longer. We can live younger longer. We can feel younger longer. Okay, we can feel younger longer. You can slow down deterioration. You can remain sharp, strong, and vibrant. You can keep inflammation low. You can age slower than your peers, and you can live healthier in your later years. This is absolutely scientifically possible, but it's not infinite. There are going to be things that you're going to have to do to do this. And one of the biggest things is get your owner's manual. Okay? If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please let somebody know, DM us, and we will get you to what you need. All right? That's it. That's it. So the biggest takeaway is watch out for the stress. Okay? The biggest takeaway is watch out for the stress. So the stress regulation. And when you get your owner's manual, you're going to understand already some of your tendencies, the tendency to keep you stressed, right? What are my stress tendencies? You need to know that. You get that with your owner's manual. Okay? So stress regulation becomes one of the first things I got to understand, okay, in this dynamic. Stress regulation, right? And so this is we can deal with that through breathing, right? Through breathing, through our ability to slow respond. Okay, we got to watch chronic arguments. Okay, chronic arguments, emotional suppression, constant worry, overworking, isolation. We got to watch that. Okay, stress regulation. Watch chronic arguments, emotional suppression, constant worry, overworking, and isolation. Okay, 2. Next is going to be sleep optimization. Remember, as soon as you said that, you got to come back with this one. You see how that happens? Sleep optimization. Okay, sleep optimization. You must get back on rhythm, and we need about 10 to 12 hours. Okay, I'm gonna say 10 to 12. I already know y'all gonna be hunting at that, but I'm gonna say 10 to 12 hours, man. You need that. Okay, you gotta have that because that's the body's repair window. I just told y'all that's the most important time. Okay, when you resting, we need to be able to get into this because why? Because you get the longer telomeres, stronger immune system, effective brain detox, especially when we're looking at the glymphatic system. When do we ever get to deal with the glymphatic system? The glymphatic system is of the brain. Well, what do we have to ever get? People say, well, this herb here for your glymphatic system. I don't need that. I just need some sleep. Y'all ain't finna keep me paying for something because you think you know something more than what I'm supposed to know about myself. Out of your ignorance, you create industry. Okay? You see what I'm doing? Teaching you about yourself. So it's on you now. You can just start saving your money, knowing yourself, okay? We're educators. I'm an educator. That's what we're trying to do, educate you. So for that little funky, measly $50, you're getting a lifetime of education on yourself, okay? All right. It's going to lower inflammation, you guys. It's going to better your hormonal balance when you get this sleep, okay? Next one is going to be your all-time favorite, which is going to be nutrition, okay? Nutrition is going to be the third thing that we got to do because this is going to feed the repair systems. Remember, I told you, you already got repair systems. All you got to do is know how to work with them. Nutrition is going to come in, and also herbs is going to play a part in nutrition. That's why they call it herbal supplementation. Supplementation of what? Your nutrition, okay? So you want to be eating good things. You already know the vegetables, the greens, okay? The colorful foods, the berries. You know, you want to go that route. You got to know the nuts, the seeds, the herbs, all those types of things, okay? The fermented foods, all those will help you. Stay away from processed meat. Stay away from prepackaged foods. Stay away from the refined sugar. Stay away from the excess fried foods. Stay away from chronic overeating, okay? That's all you got to do. Stay away from that type of stuff. Did I tell you what to eat? Not necessarily. I just told you how to do it, Okay, so you must understand those things if you're looking for a longevity. Now, the Mediterranean diet is probably one of the best ones because it's got all the food colors, but you can do that. The tropical diet is just as good as well. Anti-inflammatory herbs, a high fiber diet. You want to also keep all those things in mind. All right. So the nutrition part of it, you already know. Movement. Okay, movement is going to be the next one, you guys. Movement. You must understand the importance of movement. So when you get your owner's manual, that's why we teach you about what? The laughing and the dancing, okay? The singing, laughing, and dancing. Trying to create some kind of movement within your life, okay? And this is going to be accompanied with nature-based interventions, okay? So you got the movement part, even if it's just side to side, or if it's just moving of your arms and your legs and stretching and all of those things. Very important to increasing longevity, okay? So the longer you keep moving, the longer you'll be moving, if you keep it like that, okay? The longer you keep moving, the longer you'll be moving. People who move daily age slower, okay? Universally and consistently. People who move daily age slower. Universally and consistently, okay? So you must understand that. The next one is going to be your hormonal balance, okay? This is very important to your longevity. Hormonal balance is very important to your longevity because, again, if you have on chronic cortisol all day and your blood sugar going everywhere, and this, that, and the third, then obviously it's going to fast your aging, okay? So dysregulated hormones is going to fast your aging, and balanced hormones is going to slow aging. Simple, plain and simple, okay? And then the last one, you guys, is going to be meaning, okay? This is the biggest one, even though it's last, but it's not least, okay? The last one is meaning. You must have meaning, okay? Meaning. Why do you need to recover from whatever it is? Why do you need to be rich? If you're just trying to be rich just to be rich, that's not meaning. That's probably why you won't ever get it. Okay? If you're just trying to be healed just so you can go back and do what you've been doing to get back sick, that's no meaning. You probably won't recover. And you see, I'm trying to say that with as smooth as I could without nobody getting offended. Okay? Meaning, connection, and emotional health. This is the most underestimated part of the longevity factor. People with purpose, people with meaning, people with connection, people with a reason. Okay? And emotional openness. They absolutely live dramatically longer. And we're trying to get this meaning back to your life from all the fragmentation, all of the broken pieces, all of the unknowns, all of the missing pieces, all of the things that have been ripped away and torn away need to be repaired in each and every one of us. We need to go through individuation. Okay? Individuation. All right? What actually extends life is strong relationships, daily gratitude, emotionally honest, forgiveness and openness, okay, and being a part of a community. It absolutely helps you extend your life. If you're going to look at all the blue zones and all the people, they are still viable parts of the community. They still have a meaning. The children are still coming over, even though grandmama 112. You see? They still coming over there to cook for us. You still feel a part of things. They still got to go to mama's house. Mama's still cooking over there. Mama, but we leave our mamas and we leave in our grandparents, and then they're alone at the wrong time. And so when I come to this culture over here, they're like, shit, we want to take care of your mama now. I'm like, shit, that's all right. Mama gonna shit. I done left mama. Somebody else said they want to take care of my own mama. Damn, man. I mean, I'm gonna take care of my mama, but damn, no, she can live with us. And hell, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about mama staying with me now. I'm from America. See? You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? That's why you got to go other places. Stop letting these folks tell you about, well, America is, and this, that, and the third ain't never left America. Stop telling you what the world is and they ain't never seen the world. Stop telling you what Florida looked like and they ain't never been down to Florida. You got to experience this thing to kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together, and it takes the world experience. Stop labeling, stop going into it already thinking you know. Come into this thing emotionally open and allow nature to heal you, my brothers and sisters. Stop buying a product. It's a program. Please. Because what shortens life is loneliness, chronic resentment, hopelessness, emotional numbness, isolation, constant conflict. That's what shortens the life. Because your emotional health changes your biology. Literally. And they're not giving you medications for that. Okay? They're not giving you medications for that, you guys. I ain't seen them yet do that. And so if you're not giving me medications for that, and that's the real stuff that can heal me, then what is this I'm taking? If you're not giving me medications for what that man just told me, then what is this I'm taking? What's this in the bottle? Because if it ain't doing what he said, if the herbs ain't gonna help me do what this brother is telling me, then what is this in the what did it do? It supposed to do what? Now I know HerbMan said I produce that in my body, so I don't really need it. Then he told me that I do this, but I don't really need it for that. Then he said so, but you said they ain't gonna do none of that. No, it ain't gonna do none of that. It just supposed to help you with good. What is this in the bottle? Hey, I know what I'm supposed to do now because I got my owner's manual. I'm no longer allowing my ignorance to become an industry. So I know what I need. I know how it needs to come. If you can provide that, then we can do service. If not, then you're out here giving impartial information to a collective unit that needs to understand themselves better. Okay. So yes, get this 10 to 12 hours of sleep. Walk daily. Okay. Do work that helps you strengthen. Okay. Manage your stress every single day. Eat anti-inflammatory foods, but also watch anti-inflammatory environments, okay? And maintain loving relationships, always going to do that. And then also having your owner's manual is the last component to you being able to get some longevity, okay? So y'all must understand this, all right? Y'all got to understand that this is what we do while we do the things that we do to teach you guys about the real true meaning of being able to live longevity. Look, you guys, everlasting life is a consciousness. It's not about a duration of time. Everlasting life is a consciousness. It's not dealing in time. Okay. So when you're looking at everlasting life, what we're talking about is when you're able to detach yourself from everything that is dead in your life. Okay. And also detach yourself from things that you consider death to be. Okay. So things that have died, you must detach yourself from, but also from the sense of things can die. Detach yourself from that, because once you understand that everything passes on and that there's nothing dying, that there's nothing but a cyclical, I want you to get this. It's everlasting consciousness. There's no end to nothing. Get it, y'all. Get it. He says cyclical. There's no end. There's no jumping off the bridge. There's no There's no It's cyclical. There's no end. So everlasting consciousness now means that now I detach myself from that death word and things dying, because I understand that things are being passed on. Energy is being passed on. But what he's saying is now when I see it, that nothing dies and that everything is alive, that gives me a renewed sense of perspective. That renewed sense of perspective now allows me to see the world at a different angle. That angle now allows me to see the world from a topographical view. Now I understand that my belonging is necessary to pass on. Now I understand that my little what you call it in the relay, my little baton is necessary to pass on. That the race ain't never over. I'm the baton. My spirit is the baton. It just keep getting passed on from hand to hand, from experience to experience. But the spirit never dies. And once I detach myself from the death consciousness, from the fact that things end. Now I don't try to end nothing. So violence is over. I don't try to end nothing. Okay. Now I also must understand that this is nature, and there are going to be some lion, tigers, and bears in life. Lion, tigers, and bears in life could have been your uncle when you was 3. Could have been the pastor when you was 13. The lion, tigers, and bears could have been the gang member. Could have been the neighbor. Could have been the drunk driver in life. There are going to be lion, tigers, and bears because it's natural selection. But that natural selection is an ongoing process that never ends. And when you understand that concept, then you can lessen the stress. It's a heavenly consciousness. What say you? Anybody got any questions thus far? I'm finna get on up out of here, man. I appreciate all 110,000 likes. I thank you guys for staying tuned. I love you guys, man. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you guys are interested in the owner's manual, please DM us and we'll get you that information. All we need is a birthday. We don't need a blood sample. We don't need to know your blood type. We ain't going to prick you. We're not going to prod you. We're not going to poke you. We don't need no stool sample, urine sample. We don't need no little culture from that little ugly bump down there. We don't need none of that. Non-invasive, non-intrusive stuff, okay? All we need is your birthday. Why the birthday? Because it is the longest running piece of information on you. Without me having to go through your lies, without me having to go through what you didn't tell me, what you forgot to tell me, what you didn't mention, okay? Instead of me got to go through you, let's go through Mama Nature about you. Not just me, you. I ain't even, you getting the information. And you do what you want to with it. It's on you. And Mama gonna give you the herbs that baby should take. Mama gonna give you the food that baby should eat. Mama gonna give you the tendencies of that baby. And yes, I'm talking to you, 100 years old. I'm talking to you, 70 years old. I'm talking to you, 7 years old. Mama gonna tell you what you need. And I'm saying, give Mama a chance. Give Mama a chance. Go back to nature. Go back to Mother Nature. Okay? Get out the books. Go back outside. Okay? And learn about what life means from slowing down and watching the world around you and not trying to watch the world from the book or from the TV or from your cell phone, but watch it from your eyes. Watch it from your eyes straight to the real. The real, you got to be there. I don't want to feel the concert through the phone. People tell me, why you ain't taking pictures on vacation? Because I want to take the vacation into these eyes, not to my camera phone. I need the memory to stay in here, not in the memory of the phone. Go back to nature. Go back to your nature. I love you guys, man, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, love HerbMan. Peace, peace, peace. Woozy! I done put him to sleep tonight. Good job. Peace. Love y'all.